figure, a trace and shadow of a figure, a trace the lines, two loops of longing, where the silence binds. Endless paths that lead me back to you, in this dance of sorrow, nothing feels true. Now this game, we're caught in the spin, two hearts entwined, but we're lost within, fading echoes of a love that once was bright. In this endless loop, we're trapped in the night. Whispers of memories haunt me in the dark. Every twist and turn, I still feel the spark. Yet the distance grows like shadows in the sun. In the heart of the landscape, we come undone. Now escape, we're caught in the spin, two hearts entwined, but we're lost within, fading echoes of a love that once was bright. In this endless loop, we're trapped in the night. Time moves slowly, but I'm racing to forget the way we used to dance, the dreams we never met. With every heartbeat, I feel the ache. In this figure of eight, it's my heart that breaks. Now escape, we're caught in the spin, two hearts entwined, but we're lost within, fading echoes of a love that once was bright. In this endless loop, we're trapped in the night. No longer alone beneath the starless sky, in the sorrow of the landscape where goodbyes lie. Forever in this cycle, with no way to escape. In the heart of the infinite, I'm lost in the fate. Tattoo erases scars. Tattoo, he turns left. Tattoo is the best. Tattoo, he doesn't believe in cold. Riley Reid is his favorite pour. Tattoo, he's cool as fuck. Tattoo, he's a juggalo. Tattoo, he is the best. Tattoo, he doesn't believe in core. Riley Reid is his favorite pour. Riley Reid is his favorite pour. Tattoo, he's cool as fuck. Tattoo, he's a juggalo. Tattoo, he is the best. Tattoo, he wants to know how magnets work. Tattoo, he tries so fast. Tattoo, he tries so fast. Tattoo is badass. Tattoo, he races cars. Tattoo, he turns left.
Alright, all you beautiful motherfuckers and fucked mothers, what's going on? Gene, thank you so much for popping in early in the stream. We're just starting for today.
Gene Loveless said, "Do you like the dirt racing?
Do I like dirt racing? Yes, I do. I fucking love the dirt racing. We had a dirt track here, where I live that what used to be open, but it shut down. Unfortunately, it was awesome having a track like 10 minutes away. Uh, Made it super easy to go see racing whenever we wanted, but unfortunately that did not work out. They shared a facility with a drag strip, and the owner of the drag strip and the politics involved with having a dirt track next to a drag strip and the cleanup, the large cleanup effort needed um, to remove dust from the drag strip was a project that they did not like.
Hell yeah, USA.
And they ended up shutting down. There was a lot of politics involved. The dirt track here, it was like right next, so close to the drag strip, like way too close. Whenever they were racing, they would dirt and dust and everything would always get thrown all over the drag strip, and then there was some issues where for a while there they had a contract between the two tracks where because they used to be owned by the same person. So at one point in time they had a contract in place when somebody bought the dirt oval, where for a certain amount of years the dirt oval facility was able to use the plumbing from the drag strip next door, due to the property having previously been owned by one person. So the plumbing was set up to where both tracks were plumbed together. But then once there was like a contract in place where the
MLB?
The dirt track was able to use the plumbing from the like the actual water main access from the drag strip. But once that contract was up, the drag strip chose not to renew, knowing that in order to run water and sewer from the main road all the way up the side street and to the dirt track was going to cost well over $100,000. And oh shit, I need to change my gearing. The dirt track could not afford
new car for you.
Could not afford that in order to start up for their next season, and because of that, basically at the then they also had issues. There was somebody in the same family as the people that owned the track. One of their family members had been diagnosed with cancer, so like they were fighting that while also fighting all the political crap that was going on between the drag strip deciding to not renew the contract, no matter what the price the dirt track was willing to pay, because the dirt track just was not able to cover the cost to run, because the main road, the drag strip, their pit area and everything covers the entire main road frontage. In order to get to the dirt track, you actually have to turn off the main road and go down a side street and go in like the back entrance. And that's the way that the city would have to run the water, because the drag strip also refused to let the dirt track use part of their property to run lines directly from the main road underneath the pit area and over to the dirt track, which would have been significantly cheaper. It would have cut the price in like half, and So because the drag strip basically was refusing to let any possible scenario happen that would keep the business for the dirt track alive, the drag strip chose to basically refuse to any offer at all, while the people that ran the dirt track were at that time they were actively battling, you know, a situation where, you know, there was health of a family member and everything else, and so they had so much on their plate at the time, and then they were never able to really reopen. Ultimately, after that family member passed away due to the cancer, you know, the owners of the dirt track, you know, were looking at possibly reopening, and the price was still astronomically high that they wouldn't have been able to justify putting the money in to run the plumbing down said side street. So basically, the owner of the drag strip was essentially able to completely kill off the business next door by rendering the property absolutely useless, because the city mandated that the facility have to have working plumbing. They couldn't truck in all their water or anything, or, you know, porta potties or anything else like that. They had to have so basically, between the city forcing its regulations and the drag strip effectively like alienating the dirt track, basically it put the dirt track that was like 10 minutes away from us completely out of business, without the ability to, like, they wouldn't have made back that money, that investment, for a long time, especially since the track had already been closed for a couple of years. They didn't have any big shows lined up. There was no big touring series that wanted to come here, so without any big shows, there was definitely no way they would have made back the money in the first couple seasons. So they, you know, they said it wasn't worth the investment, and basically now the track just sits dormant with, you know, just weeds and stuff growing up through the clay surface.
Said, did you see my message about the MLB?
MLB, baseball, not so much. I will say I'd rather watch that than golf. Because if somebody puts golf on the TV, then I'm gonna fucking take a nap. I'm gonna fall asleep. MLB, not so much. Most of my care for sports kinda, I don't know, started to kinda fall off. I mean, I love racing, but other than that, like, I don't really watch baseball anymore. I don't watch football anymore. Still watch hockey.
Gene Loveless
Still fucking
said,
love hockey.
do you think Kyle Busch will win this week at Sonoma? Please be honest, because he my favorite driver in NASCAR Cup Series.
Kyle Busch, I don't know, he's been having a rough go of it, actually, the past couple seasons. I feel like they've definitely still got some work to do on that, because he's still racing for RCR, right? Since he left Joe Gibbs. I feel like they've still got some work to do. There's been times where they've done better, and then times where they've done worse. I'd like to see him win. I think Kyle Busch is a good driver. This is one kind of random time for me where I can't really say that I have a particularly absolute favorite driver. There's a handful of drivers that I like, but now I kind of watch racing just for the sake of watching the racing, as I'm not so heavily invested to where I have a like full-on dedicated favorite driver that I always want to watch every single weekend, and that I root for to win every single weekend.
Gene Lovelace said, "What track is this?"
This is Mid-Ohio. Like I liked watching. I liked seeing Ross Chastain win the Coke 600. That was pretty badass. I do actually like Denny Hamlin, even though he's pretty much the most hated driver in NASCAR right now. I do like Denny Hamlin. I like his podcast that he does. I do think that even though he's probably definitely NASCAR's most hated driver right now, I think that his outspoken ways, he's very much so. He very much so wants the sport to be in a healthy place, and I do know that they're with all the you know how much people have been criticizing NASCAR in recent seasons.
Gene Lovelace
I do think
said,
calling out
yet on the final lap too, I don't know how
calling out NASCAR's discrepancies is definitely very much so a good thing, especially in a situation where, you know, with the current lawsuits or the current lawsuit and everything else that's going on with you know, about NASCAR, you know, having a monopoly and you know, the way they run things. I do think that competition in the marketplace is healthy, and I think that, you know, I do think that Denny truly does want, you know, good things for the sport. And I do know that Denny can be pretty outspoken, but at the same time, so can I. Denny can be pretty fucking mouthy, but like I said, you know, that tends to be my nature as well. So, and I definitely appreciate how good of a driver Denny is. He's aggressive, he's a good driver.
Scheme, if you have it, there was this dude called NASCAR Dude that releases the paint schemes for the releases in NASCAR Cup Series.
Yeah, I remember I used to always go to J-Ski, the J-Ski website, to look at paint schemes. I also like Kyle Busch. I like Casey Kane as well. It was cool seeing him race at Rockingham. We actually went on vacation and drove out to Rockingham to see the racing back in April at Rockingham. I like Carson Hocevar. He's a little rough around the edges and kind of young and still has a lot to learn, but I do like Carson Hocevar as well. If they can just kind of rein in some of that young, overzealous, little overly aggressive kind of nature. But I mean, at the same time, like, as much as Carson Hocevar is a really good driver, the inexperienced part of that, like, compared to him racing against guys in the Cup Series that have been already been doing this for 10, 15 plus years. You know,
Last 1 minute 35.
I think Carson Hocevar will become much more successful as he gets more experience in the Cup Series. I will say one person I do not like is Ty Gibbs. I do not like Ty Gibbs. I also do not like Chase Elliott.
Must be a transformer before she's in disguise.
Who the fuck played that? Wait, was that on stream or was that in Discord? Because we have that fucking sound effect in both soundboards.
MRS White did it.
Oh, I think I know who. What's going on, Mrs. White?
Said, what kind of games do you play besides e-racing?
If we're talking about on stream, then iRacing definitely.
Said, hiya.
Yeah, we're at Mid Ohio, Mrs. White. This is a pretty cool track. I like this place. And welcome back to the stream, Mrs. White, over on the Twitch channel. I got a chance to talk I talked to TX last night on the phone. He tried calling and I missed the call earlier, but it was
couldn't do tattoo goes left cause you're going right.
I know.
White did it. Said, oh good.